Welcome back to another video on the JJ Think Tank. Another day, another video. And today I want to talk about content creators, yes? Individuals, content creators, anyone who creates content on the internet. And why you need to be wary, yes? You have to be wary when consuming content. You have to be wary about their motives. You have to be wary as to whether they ultimately want the good, the beautiful and the true, or some distortion of it, yes? So obviously we are all a part of this journey. We are all on this journey. So I don't claim to be the supreme being who is much closer to the truth, to the beautiful, and to the true. Obviously, I may be blind, yes, on some issues, which is why I'm creating. Well, which is why why I created this YouTube channel, which is why I post on Medium, which is why I interact on Twitter, because I want to make sure that I'm being led by the truth, yes, and not by some false spirit, yes. Because when you expose yourself online, and especially if you don't hide behind an anonymous account, because a lot of people do this, they hide behind an anonymous account because they're ultimately, let's be honest, they're cowards, yes, they're pussies. They're pussies because they're unsure, yes, about their worldview, and they want to hide behind this anon account and spread their negativity and their toxicity, their manipulation tactics, etc. Yes, so yes, I'm gonna ignore anon accounts, yes, because they're a waste of time. But talking specifically about people who expose themselves, yes, online, they show their face, yes. Even these people, yes, even such creators and content creators and thinkers can lead us astray, yes. As I alluded to in another video of mine, you can't pin all your hopes on one person, on one thinker. You can't export, yes, all your thinking to one individual, because this is dangerous. This is very dangerous to your mind, to your process of thinking, and ultimately to the map of reality that you create for yourself, yes. So I was not a victim of this. I was well, yes, a victim of this in the past. I made this mistake by not thinking critically, just adopting the worldview of other people. So this definitely was the case with AJ of the alternative media guru. On many issues I agree with him, but then as I get older I notice that he definitely is wrong on so many issues. He has an inherent bias towards America, I think. And when we look back on what he has said, we notice this, yes. Obviously sometimes he makes up for it. He realizes that he has made a mistake and he corrects his course, but still, yes, the point stands. The same is the case with David Icke. So he is a gnostic sophist, I believe. I'm coming to this conclusion. Yes, he has revealed a lot of truths, but there's something off with his worldview. I don't think he knows what he's talking about. Sometimes he touches on scientific issues, on concepts related to physics. And I don't think he has a clue sometimes what he's saying. He has no academic background. He has no training. He took some bloody ayahuasca. He had loads of trips, loads of psychedelic trips, and suddenly he believes he's the guru. Yes, he knows everything. So he is another example. But then in general, just random content creators that you find online who have a much smaller following. A lot of these content creators, they're pessimistic, they're nihilistic, they only spread negativity, form of fear, a hatred of the other. They're just narrow-minded, and there's no point consuming this content. Throughout my 20s, I did this. I consumed the content that other people created. Obviously, I learned a lot of things. They shaped my worldview, and I don't deny that they made an impact on me in a good sense as well. I don't deny that. But eventually there comes a time where you need to assert your own position and realise kind of your place in history, what your worldview is exactly. You need to enter a process of introspection, basically. And I guess eventually all the pieces come together, the puzzle is solved, and your worldview is more clear, and you are able to clarify your position on different topics, issues, in a more accurate manner. Obviously, here I would recommend reading books. So if you read a lot of books, this helps. And while you are reading books, you should make notes. You should make some notes. You should highlight important sections, pages, and write reviews based on these books. In general, you should jot down any thoughts that come to your mind, and if possible, create an article based on these thoughts, or just keep a notepad with your thoughts. Because eventually, when you go back to them, you might notice a link, yes, between the thoughts, which will solve an issue for you in your life. So yes, I know I've gone on a bit of a tangent, but I think this is all linked, yes. And so, yes, this is the title of my article: Avoid individuals and content creators who spread only nihilism and fear. So there's so many content creators like this. I mean, I know the times are difficult, but there's also, when you step back, you notice we have such a potential for freedom, really. This technology that we have at our fingertips, it gives us the possibility of having a lot of freedom, if you use the technology in the correct way, obviously, yes. And I mean, the world is so interconnected. You can fly from one place to another for pennies sometimes. Yes, you've got these cheap flights from for example, London to a place somewhere in Eastern Europe or Morocco that cost only 40 quid sometimes. Yes, depending on the season, obviously, but. But yes, and the internet has allowed for the democratization of free speech. So because everyone has access to information, we are all able to fight against tyranny together, really. The spread of information is so fast, and this allows for us to successfully fight against tyrannical movements or governments, etc. Yes. So this helps as well, and this means that we shouldn't just fall into nihilism. We shouldn't succumb to nihilism and fear. Jesus teaches us to not be led by fear, but to be led by love. Yes. And this is a key gospel of his, that we need to be led by fear, led by love. Sorry, not by fear. Obviously, many other spiritual teachers talk about this, not just Jesus. Yes. So I want to go into my article now and see if there's anything more to say. So I began my article with this quote by Jiddu Krishnamurti, and this is a brilliant quote, a very famous quote, a very famous line of his that many people share, and this is how it goes. Yes, it is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. Brilliant. That's a brilliant quote. The sooner you notice this, the better. Your mental health will improve. Your well-being will improve. You'll become more authentic in your being. You will be content. You might not be happy. I mean, you will feel more happiness, but you will be content. You'll have more meaning in your life. You'll stop trying to people please. You'll stop trying to adapt to other people's definitions of you, etc. And this is key. This is a key process that everyone needs to undertake, and I am still undertaking, obviously. But I've noticed that I've made a lot of progress recently. I guess this has been a 10-year process really for me. But I guess sometimes there are times when suddenly all of these processes, all of the hard work that I put in previously, it coalesces and you reach a breakthrough. And I think I've reached some form of a breakthrough recently. So let's go a bit deeper into my personal story when it comes to content creation. So during my 20s, I didn't create one piece of content, I believe. I mean, around a year ago, I started creating some YouTube videos, but I was 30 years old then. Well, I wrote some articles on Medium when I was 30 years old, I think, or 29, maybe 30. But yes, by and large, during my 20s, I didn't create anything. I focused on my hobbies. I worked, obviously, had to earn money. Kept to myself. In general, I'm a bit of an introvert. I like to read a lot of books. I like to read, write. I like to play the piano. In the past, I played a lot of sports, obviously, as well, but I don't really do that anymore. I go to the gym. I go to the gym to work out, obviously, to keep my body fit and strong. I like to go to the sauna. So yes, this is what I did, really. And I spent my time really processing my trauma and doing a lot of inner work, as you know, as we like to say now in the modern world. If you're interested in spiritual matters, this is a common phrase that we come across: doing the inner work. And this is key because when you do the inner work, you become healthier and less toxic, and you notice your own pathological behaviors. Yes, your own bad behavior. Yes. But during this time, as I alluded to before, as I mentioned, I consumed a lot of content produced by others. Various content, political, philosophical, historical content about history, red pill content about male-female relations, MGTOW content, men going their own way content. And obviously I learned a lot. But still, because I didn't create more than I consumed, I was lost. I was still a bit lost. And I noticed this as I was getting older. And I realised, okay, I need to start creating. I need to create the life that I want. I need to start writing also more. Because when I was younger, I didn't write as much as I should have, I think. I started reading a lot, but my reading was passive. It wasn't active reading. And it's important when you read books, when you consume content, to be more active and to write down the thoughts that come into your mind as you are reading, yes, for example. But yes, overall, I think this all this content that I consumed, it had a negligible impact on my mental health. It definitely improved my mental health because I learned a lot of important things, important tidbits along the way. But yes, I was sucked into the worldview of others without understanding myself and my purpose. And here, I want to note that this worldview was warped as well. In some individuals, it's a warped worldview. It's not a healthy worldview. It's warped by their mental health issues. So I believe AJ from the alternative media sphere, he has some mental health issue. I think because he is slightly narcissistic. I think sometimes, and he has a lot. He has he's basically biased towards America. I think sometimes, and he doesn't have a totally accurate picture of reality. Yes, I won't repeat myself here about David Icke, but there's obviously many other things. Not me. No, I probably make the same mistake. So people will probably notice that my worldview is probably not so accurate, because we all have a limited perspective, yes, on reality, and this criticism can be directed back at me. But the way I solve this issue is by trying to approach issues from different perspectives, to read as much as possible, to write many articles, to be productive, yes, in this sense. So now this leads me to my most important point, that it's important to enforce boundaries and create more than you consume. Because the act of creation is where the magic happens. When you create, when you take action, you start creating. It basically just boosts your mental health. It boosts your mental health. You gain a greater clarity of thought, and you are able to assert your position more clearly. And this is key. This is key because otherwise you will be like the dissociated man in a picture. This is what I wrote. So you got this. He's like lost. He's lost. He's dissociating. There's no boundary. It's like he needs to. This man doesn't have a boundaried mind. It's not. There's no border there between his mind and other minds, and this is very key. This is very important. And so, as I reflect and look back on the content creators that I consumed, so the work that they consumed, there are many, not all, obviously, not all, but there are many who fall under these brackets. They can be narcissists, they can be paranoiacs. Yes, they spread fear, constant fear. Oh, there's another crisis around the corner. Oh, clickbait. Oh, there's the emergency broadcast. You have to listen to this. It's chaos is coming. Civilization's about to break down. And it never happens. It never transpires. I mean, this whole world was meant to collapse so many times in the past. It still hasn't bloody happened. So this is a projection of their mind onto the world in order to kind of manipulate so that you feel fear, so you don't act. Can you see my thought process and why I'm right here? You need to avoid these thinkers. Then nihilists, yes, nihilists. So this is linked to, well, the smaller content creators tend to be nihilists because they feel that they're behind in life, they're not happy with their position in the world, and so they spread this nihilism, this negativity, because they're unhappy about their life. They're not grateful. There's no gratitude. Just always complaining. Well, but they have everything they need. They've got a bloody roof on over their head. Yes, they've got food on the table. Yes, I understand that we have to work. There's problems with the economy. I agree. I agree here, but you need to be grateful. Yes, you need to be grateful for what you have, because there's so many people out there who have much less than you, and you are very lucky that you were born in a certain place and environment, because you could have easily been born somewhere else, yes, that is much more dangerous and chaotic. So yeah, crisis actors. So these people are similar to paranoiacs. Pessimists. So they're like nihilists, but they're more mild. They're not They're not as bad as nihilists. Yes, but they're still. You should avoid them. And in general, those who bring no value or content that is kind of neutral in scope. So people who produce slop content just for like, why are you sharing this? You don't need to share every aspect of your life online. Come on. Just share something that is of value, that helps people. Not a lot of people. They like to show how much they've got. I've got this new car. Oh, look where I am. Oh, they wanna because they actually feel empty inside, and they share this because they want to feel better about themselves because they've got all these objects. Yes, they've got this Ferrari. They've got all these cars, and definitely Andrew Tate falls into this bracket. He definitely has some unresolved trauma. I think he's a controversial figure. I think he's done a lot of good. But at the same time, he still has, I think, a lot of unresolved trauma, and he always wants to prove that he's superior to others. Is he genius? Oh, I'm better than you. You're shit. You're crap. You're worthless. But I mean, come on, mate. I mean, we've all got our unique talents and personalities. I mean, does Andrew Tate play the piano well? I don't think he does. Does Andrew Tate speak in many languages? I don't think so. He only speaks English. So, I mean, Andrew Tate is behind in many aspects. So yeah, you need to avoid these people as well because they subtly try to put you down. It's very subtle. It's narcissistic manipulation. But so trust me, guys, I'm a master. When it comes to these topics. Trust me. I know when someone's trying to manipulate you and put you down because I've gone through it. Trust me, I've gone through it. I've gone through a lot in my life. I'll tell you this. This I'm sure about. And yes, so then there's others who they just want to receive attention. They produce slop content for money. I mean, obviously, I want to make some money from this, but this is not my main goal. Yes, my main goal is to just spread a worldview that I think will help a lot of people out there. Perhaps you don't trust me on this. Time will tell. Yes. Ultimately, we judge everyone by their works. Yes. So Jesus, this is what Jesus said. Their fruits, yes? Judge them by their fruits. You will know them by their fruits. Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves. So a teaching from Jesus directing followers to identify true believers and expose false prophets by observing their actions, character and outcomes, their fruit. Good trees bear good fruit, righteous deeds, while bad trees bear bad fruit, evil deeds. I mean, I hope I'm on the right path. Obviously, you can't know for sure because you need others to confirm this, I guess, in a way. Which is why I created this channel and why I'm trying to bear good fruits, yes, as Jesus said, as Jesus taught us. So yes, this quote it reminds me of a content creator I saw online recently. I think his name is Marshall Brockway. You can find him on YouTube. So he is another one. I think he just wants attention, to be honest. I'm not sure he's got anything positive to say. So it's this guy here. He just spreads negativity most of the time, yes? This is the land of wolves now, yes? So he's openly declaring that perhaps he's a wolf, yes? He's not a sheep. He's a sheep in wolf's clothing, perhaps, yes? I mean, I don't want to judge him. Look, we're all sinners, yes? I mean, he's on his own journey. But I think sometimes he creates too much content. Like he constantly wants attention. Yes, so he's definitely got some unresolved trauma. I mean, he's a charismatic guy. He's a good-looking guy. And yes, I mean, I've watched a couple of his videos and I agree with him. But obviously, you know, he wants the attention. Yes. So yeah, this is what I've noticed. A lot of these content creators, they project their sick state of mind out into the world, and via this illness of theirs, they try to kind of warp the worldview of others to fit into their sick scheme of things. This is definitely true. Which is why I really enforce boundaries. Boundaries is key to mental health. Enforce boundaries. Without this, you will not make progress. And yes, my solution to this is just to create when you know and you feel that you can genuinely make a good impact. Yes, there's no point complaining. It's easy to complain, right? We can all. I mean, I've been guilty of this. I've complained so much in my life. I've been very ungrateful. I've committed many sins, obviously, and I've made a lot of mistakes. Yes, but complaining doesn't help. Spreading negativity doesn't help. Being nihilistic, being pessimistic, being a fear-mongerer, being a crisis actor, being a narcissist, it doesn't help. You're just creating more. You're just creating a more toxic environment for all of us, and it's just frustrating, really. So yes, that's the end of my video for today. I think I've said everything I wanted to, and yes, if you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It will help me grow the channel. If you like the video even more, consider donating at Buy Me a Coffee. I'll provide a link in the description. And yes, that's all for today. If you made it this far, thank you for listening, and all the best. Take care.